Hi everyone. Taking forward the rise and fall of corporate our series, I'm bringing you today one of the famous brand of that time. Can you tell me which company is pioneer in the smartphone development? The giant of mobile industry that time, which has taken over around 80% of US market and 20% of global market share. Phones that time were in great demand in the market until they went through a rapid decline, and eventually in 2016 the company stopped manufacturing its phone. Yes, we are talking about the then darling of the world leaders, corporates, and the rich and famous people, the pioneer in bringing email services to handheld mobiles with its trademark QWERTY keyboard. Yes, Blackberry. With the tagline, one brand, one solution, this device was once the status symbol for the society. Blackberry was formerly the smartphone king, with more than 50 million units sold in 2011. Research in Motion was the original name of the Canadian telecommunication business, which had a tens of millions of users. Mike and Dougal, two Canadian engineer students, founded Research in Motion in 1984. Initially, the company worked on a variety of projects, including an LED system for General Motors, a local network for IBM, and even a film editing system that won an Oscar in 1998. Roger, a Canadian phone provider, hired RIM to build on its Mobitex network a messaging-specific system in 1989, giving RIM a head start as a pioneer in mobile messaging. If you look back to 1996, when RIM released its first two-way pager, the business iterated on that concept that after a few years, gradually adding features like color display, Wi-Fi, instant messaging, and an alarm clock. The always on and always connected wireless world that allowed secure and reliable access to emails turned out to be very useful for businesses. The first prominent release from Blackberry, the interactive pager 950, was in 1998. It had a small sized screen, keyboard buttons, and iconic trackball that allowed seamless syncing and continuous access to corporate emails. It became an instant hit, and then there was no looking back. In 1999, the company introduced the 850 pager, which supported push email from Microsoft Corporation, Exchange Server, and in 2000, Blackberry launched the first smartphone called Blackberry 957. Attributed to the increased use by enterprise and government, RIM's revenue grew by leap and bounds between 1999 and 2001. It continued to expand functionality in the Blackberry Enterprises Server, that is BES, and Blackberry OS. So the story we are talking about is the golden period of Blackberry. The golden period of 2001 to 2007 saw Blackberry's global expansion and the addition of new products to its portfolio. Blackberry's success was aided by the BBM messaging services, which recognized early on that users wanted to be able to communicate with each other in real time, and that they wanted to be able to send unlimited messages backward and forwards. Being able to BBM also made you a member of ultra-exclusive Blackberry only club. Talking about the game-changing moment for Blackberry. Blackberry's stock price peaked at an all-time high of $146 in mid-2008. A year earlier, when, again, Steve Jobs introduced iPhone, consumer had never seen anything like iPhone before. The iPhone was a full touch screen device, which was big leap forward in the mobile industry or the mobile innovation at that time. Blackberry's physical keyboard were still in use at that time. Blackberry ignored it initially, perceiving it to be an enhanced mobile phone with playful features targeted at younger consumer. However, iPhone was huge hit, and this was the start of Blackberry downfall. Not just aimed at individuals, the iPhone managed to attract the business leaders, penetrating into Blackberry's core market, which was soon flooded with many similar email-enabled smartphones from other manufacturers. Yet, BlackBerry managed to maintain its status of business email device. People used to carry two phones that time, a business phone, BlackBerry, and another phone for personal use. BlackBerry introduced Storm in 2008, its first touchscreen phone to compete with iPhone and the likes. But after high initial sales, complaints started pouring in about the device's performance. This was the first time investor analysts and the media started to worry about the business prospect of BlackBerry. But with the arrival of iPhone 4 in June 2010, BlackBerry's turning point was sounded. Apple's phone sales topped, and rest is story we all know. People were either logged into an iPhone or an Android at this time, and there was finish of BlackBerry story. Only 207 and 900 BlackBerry handsets were sold in the fourth quarter of 2016 out of a total of 432 million smartphones shipped worldwide, giving RIM a 0% smartphone market share. TCL, a Chinese consumer electronics business, essentially brought the BlackBerry phone brand in 2016, resulting in their exit from the smartphone market completely. But this is not the end of BlackBerry's story, because BlackBerry's real story lies in its patent. Patents have been a big part of BlackBerry's stories always. BlackBerry in the office, or BlackBerry as whole, measured patent innovation at large. BlackBerry's Waterloo headquarters displayed framed copies of the very first patent granted to the founder and the co-CEO, Mike, in 2005. The abstract states that a system and a method for integrating voice and data operations into a single mobile device capable of simultaneously performing data and voice action. Hope you realized that this is the very definition of a smartphone we know today, and BlackBerry won a patent for it. BlackBerry's patent portfolio was both its crowning glory and competitive advantage. In one of the articles by the engineer of BlackBerry, I read that for engineers in BlackBerry, coming up with patentable idea was the rite of passage. BlackBerry was nurturing their individual engineers. They were nurturing the individual patent portfolio, and it was equivalent to collecting trophies. They actually represent the validation. The patent represented the validation. And in fact, patents were also an important element for the employee's performance appraisal. Coming on the value of BlackBerry's patent. The value of BlackBerry patent portfolio was around $3 billion in 2030. Another way of looking at this patent portfolio is that BlackBerry was estimated to have a revenue run rate of $200 million per year from its patent portfolio, which at a near zero marginal cost comes to $2 billion for the remaining duration of 10 years. As per one of the report dated December 2017, BlackBerry had a total patent count of the total portfolio comes to around 21,226, and patent application count of around 20,000. That is around 40,000 applications was with BlackBerry. As per companies in the end of Feb 2019 filing, BlackBerry's total patent and application count was more than 37,000. Now, the bottom line of this story, of BlackBerry's story, BlackBerry in many ways have going down the path of Kodak, which we discussed in the last video. However, the learning from the past and acknowledgement of the competitor's strength versus its weakness had helped BlackBerry salvage from value for its shareholders. BlackBerry is an example of the big risk associated with highly dynamic technology sector. None of the industry ranking, prediction or recommendation seems to fit the BlackBerry's stock play. So this was all about BlackBerry's rise and fall story, and we all can see that how patent plays the major role. Not only patents, but complete IP portfolio, patents, trademark, designs, copyright plays a major role in raising the company or saving the company, you can say. So thank you so much for watching IP Jagruti. Before I end the video, I will request all my new viewers to subscribe our channel, and if you want to know anything about technology, IPR, or if you want me to come up with any specific video, please mention in the comment box. We will definitely come up with the new video. Thank you so much.